It just went live, but I didn't mean to. 1 second, folks. I'll be right back. I need my phone.
Check out this new guy.
Just gave myself an advertisement. How's it going, everybody? Put that there. There I am. Move myself a little bit out of the way. Nice big meat now over my face. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. I'm Will Robson, comic book artist, and guy who's in quarantine, just like you. Today we are doing the next installment of the 6-character fan art, because tomorrow we are doing a live Q&A episode of Spider-Man the Animated Series on here. So that is what is going on. So my social media guru, aka my wife, put up today a quick little suggestion, and Ash Williams was the first one I saw. I love Ash Williams, so he is going to be the official 4th person on here. So let me get some reference up. Ash Williams. I don't know which one I want to go with. I don't know if I want to do short-haired Ash Williams. Yeah, I do love short-haired Ash Williams. Or long-haired. Or old. Tough choice. I think I can go with Ash Williams' Evil Dead 2, because that's my favorite. That's my favorite version of him. Let me try and get a picture of his face up here. Okay, let's get to it. I'll have to check the chat in a second after I've sort of got the pencils down. I'm ready to go, so let's get this goofball drawn. Hope everyone's having a good day. Start with a circle for the head. And he's got quite a long head. And quite prominent cheekbones. So it's just me today, no brother. He'll be on tomorrow when we do a Spider-Man the Animated Series episode. So today is going to be lots of technical talk. I did get a new piece of furniture for my office today. I'm slowly but surely turning it into a nice functioning space for me, because this is also my place where I'm setting up my retro games. So I'm a collector of retro video games. I'm gonna make his eyes quite buggy, like he's really concentrating on where the demons are in the cabin. And I'll probably do a little sort of cabin background as well. He's got a very long nose. And quite a small mouth. There we go, that's the starting right there of good old Ashy Slashy. it's a little thicker. He's got a long neck. I'm guessing he's a tall guy because he's got sort of that basketball player stretched outness to him. At least at the age he is in these pictures. Let me try and get a better look at his hair. He's got a little bit of sideburns going on there. Let me just hop to the chat real quick. Hey Green Day, how's it going? Did you see RoboCop with Mortal Kombat 11? I did, yeah, I did. Yeah. Bleeding Wolves with the cabin in the background, that's an excellent choice. Looking like Bruce already, thank you very much, Reese. Yeah, you gotta get him right. I've actually never drawn him. I'm trying to get a good look at this hair of his. So I can get a good idea of the proper shape of it. This is the excitement of drawing. So it's all wet, obviously, because he's been sweating. And his hairline's quite high up with a tiny little point to the middle. Yeah, so I did see RoboCop was announced. It's funny because isn't that one of the people that we said that we thought would be a good choice? So that's fun that happened. Can't see his hair because these images are so dark. I'm trying to find the point where to push his hair back, forward, etc. Because it does. It's hard to see. It looks like it's kind of just sort of medium length, and it all comes from the middle. It looks like middle parting. I don't know if you guys know, getting the hair down is really important for making a character look like a character. Like some artists, they draw a lot of the same faces, I know I do, and then you change up the hair and it suddenly looks like something completely different. Okay, that looks like a nice young Ash. He's got a cut down his face here, which I'll probably use. I'm going to use a red pen to do, so it pops a bit more. And one across his lip. Hail to the king, baby. Alright, let me go back in the chat. Would you want Bruce to portray... Who would you want Bruce to portray in Doctor Strange 2? My mind's on Mephisto. Yeah, well, yeah, that would be awesome. Mephisto would be cool. Drake Scott Campbell draws him well. He does. Yeah, he does. And I think there's a video of him drawing him, and I think that's... Yeah, he talks about his little mouth, doesn't he? Well, I'd love to see you do an Army in Darkness books in the future. Ashley's looking great already. Thank you very much. Hey, I would love to do that. I don't know who owns the property to do those books. Is it Dark Horse or something like that? But yeah, I would absolutely love to do an Army in Darkness book. It's my jam. I like it. I like it a lot. So let's get his shirt in here. Which is quite a loose blue shirt. And when does he have the shoulder pads on and everything? I'll probably take his sleeve off as well. And then let's put a big old... Actually, we're probably going to have to cover that. Let's get a bit of chainsaw going on in here. So we can really tell that this is Ashy Slashy. Let's try and get a good look at this chainsaw. I'll be more active in the chat in just a sec. I just got to get these pencils down. Okay, cool. So I'm going to put blood all over the chainsaw as well. So let's add some grooves. And then this will cover with lots of blood. I'm just going to put a tip of the red of the chainsaw, just so it's not just a weird blade just sticking out. And then for the background, we just want to have a bit of the cabin. Let me just search cabin. If I had more time, I would probably put the deer in the background, but I think that would be a bit of overkill. So let's just do some wood. Put a window behind him. And I'm just going to do this freehand because it's quite sort of gnarled up wood. Some planks. Just going to put lines there so I know how to make it even. And there we go. That should create a full image. Okay, guys. Now I can go to the inks and I can loot this up. Dynamite. Dynamite. Have I done stuff for them? Yes, I think I did a James Bond cover, so I will contact them. Because yes, I'd love to do that. Hail to the king, baby. Hey Paul, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Just getting started on the inks. So recently, I've just kind of been using just the zebra brush pen for all my inking, because I don't know, I've been getting really good sort of control out of it recently. never been able to get small lines, but I might do his eyes. I don't know. I have been getting a lot of confidence with this, so let's just try and do the whole piece with this. Going crazy over here. So I was just concentrating on the eyes. Right. My phone keeps... Let me turn my battery off of low. Hopefully it won't die. So I can keep that chat up. So sorry I didn't do a stream yesterday, but I was kind of just enjoying the day. It's a nice sunny day. We'd had rain for a couple days, so had a few drinks, played a few games, had a barbecue, hung out in the sun. Just kind of took it a bit easy. As I said, tomorrow my brother will be coming on and it will be a Q&A for Spider-Man the Animated Series podcast. So that should be a lot of fun. Me and my brother have been having a good time creating our own book while this is going on, sort of writing together, and I've started drawing it. So I'm sure at some point we will be sharing details with you guys. But we want to wait until there's a bit more of a fleshed out, finished thing to show. And I haven't watched Evil Dead in a long time. Yesterday it was announced that the Spider-Verse movie producers were trying to get Toby, Tom, and Andrew to all have cameos in the film. Sony said it was too soon. Do you have any thoughts on that? Yeah, I mean, I think I talked about this once on the podcast. That I'm all for it. I mean, that just sounds like a lot of fun, right? Like the Spider-Verse film itself was really great fun. So to have like actual like old faces pop up as their Spider-Man again. That just sounds like a great time to me, and I'm all for a great time. My brother and I are doing the same thing as well. 10 story, sort of like Conan. That sounds awesome. It's a great idea. I mean, that's like it's something to do while there's free time. And you know, I said to myself at the beginning of this year, like, oh, I'm really going to make a push to breaking in as a writer. And obviously, world events happen, but there's still, you know, there's no excuse really right now. So. Okay. Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun doing it. I just wrote 2 pages yesterday, and then I've started penciling it today. But I've also been building furniture, doing a few other bits and bobs, so been a bit tired. You're going to have your wife tag at Groovy Bruce on Twitter when you post this. Yeah, I don't really like to do that, to be honest. But so if someone else wants to do that, that's fine. I think when the artist does that, it looks a bit desperate, you know. Plus, the dude's seen a million arts of himself, you know. But he just cracks me up. I just love him. Especially that new TV show. Like, there was not, you know, a lot of new characters I didn't really like. But he really, he's still the king. And he played the king in that weird movie where he was Elvis in a mental asylum. Now, I don't want to put too many lines back here because the focus is supposed to be on him. If I jazz it up too much in the background, then, well, he's just going to disappear. I'm also going to add solid blacks to his hair. I'm just sort of doing this part first. I still need to break in as an artist. Yeah, well, that's a lot easier than a writer. Just, you know, get that portfolio tight. Now is not the time to do it, as even the pros don't have any work. But hey, now is the time to study up and perfect it. I mean, that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to, even me, who's been in the business for a while, I'm always pushing to get better. Bubba Hotep, yeah, that's the name of the movie, right? I really liked the movie before the weird alien monster showed up because I just thought the premise of a guy who was actually Elvis Presley was in a mental home at like 70 years old because he switched lives with somebody. That was really fun. I liked that idea a lot, and then the whole ghost like thing. It didn't add anything to it for me. It really took away from what I already thought was quite a good, solid thing. Right, I'm going to move to a thicker brush to do the solid blacks in his hair. of shining through it because it's wet hair. Adding some loose strands because he's been sweating up a storm. Okie dokie. Problem with breaking in is the Irish cons never get any editors. Yeah, I mean that's why I got lucky. But that Marvel was coming to that London convention. I was living in London at the time, so I was really right place, right time. Because I don't think they've come back since. I can't wait to see him in Mallrats 2. He's in Mallrats 2? That's cool. I still need to finish the last season of the Evil Dead TV show. Because it's not available in the UK yet. I've only had the first 2 seasons, which I really enjoyed. Just especially that opening episode. The first episode of that show was amazing. Alright. So. Groovy. Let's start with a bit of warm. 3 on the blade. I'm going to blend some of these grey colours. So I'm going to use a warm on the main blade and then mix it with probably a neutral. Yeah, Kevin announced that he's giving Bruce a role in it. It's called Twilight of the Mallrats. Oh, okay. I still have yet to see the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Which, I don't know if it's any good. I have no idea. Right, what do we want to do this lighting? Let's light him so he's lit. Like there's lighting coming from behind. So a bit on his chin, a bit here, here. Actually, this color is probably going to. Let's cover this whole part. Start real simple. It's on Amazon Prime Video for free right now. It might be in. I don't know if you're in England because I always check and it's never. You know, the England and America, they're different in terms of when they have stuff available. Because loads of people said it's live right now, and I always go and look at it. It's not. What's the shortest deadline you've ever received from a major publisher? 3 weeks to turn around a whole issue, and I managed to do it. It was tough, but yeah, it was satisfying. my favorite is even 4 weeks can be a challenge because I pencil and ink as well. My sweet spot would be 5 weeks, really. 5 weeks per issue. But sometimes it comes down where it needs to be 4. So you gotta hustle, baby. You gotta hustle. It's tough. I mean, I know when I first started out, the first book I did was a backup of Star-Lord, and I had to get that 15 pages done in a month, and I think I even had longer. I think I had like 5 weeks or something ridiculous, and I was like, oh my god, how am I supposed to do that? Because I wasn't used to like being able to produce a page a day. Especially at that level, and I was like, I'm freaking out, and I managed to hit that deadline, and as you go on, it just gets easier to sort of nail these deadlines down. They're very intimidating at first, and they still are as time goes on, but they do get easier to manage and understand. Done a little phase to behind him. Now we need some shadow. The W3. Let's just get some under his eyes. Some in the center of his face there. And then we'll take W2 and sort of keep pushing that grey over. And then W1. Groovy. You can't really see it too well on the camera, but I loved it, but I love all the Kevin Smith movies. Yeah, I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. I'm like a more fan of Kevin Smith, so like if I was just watching a Kevin Smith movie, I probably wouldn't enjoy it. But knowing like his whole history and everything, like it helps to make you understand what you're watching and who it's made by and the sort of love and everything that went into it. So I'm using sort of a purpley black, or grey I should say, for the hair. That's just a base tone. And what color? Could someone look up and tell me what color Bruce's eyes are? I think they're brown, right? I'm pretty sure they're brown. Let's get some blue going for his shirt. Gotcha, I'm in the US. So again, it's just different. I don't know why they could do different stuff on different streaming. It's really annoying. That's just the way it is. And it really annoys me, yeah. I love his outfit in this as well. Like that blue shirt and like the brown trousers. It's like iconic to me. It's so good. You can all berate my brother tomorrow because he doesn't like Evil Dead. I tried to show him Army of Darkness once and he wrote it off as low budget garbage. So please go make fun of him. Light brown, thanks. You think you need to ink your own work to get work these days? No, not necessarily. I wouldn't say so. I've never heard someone said it's good to ink your own work. I did it because it's just what the independent industry was asking for at the time. No one was looking for just pencilers. They were looking for pencilers and inkers so they could sort of save a bit of money, which I totally understand. So that's why I did it. Just because, yeah, like I said, the industry pulled me to do it. The independent industry, not the main industry. So now I'm mixing in some grey over that, some of that purple, not all of it, because I like a little bit of colour in the blackness of the hair. My brother also eats peanuts with the shell on. Yes, he does. He's a freak. Light brown eyes. And then we'll take a W6 just to darken it up around the tops to add a nice sort of difference of colours. Actually, we might go even a bit darker with a W7. And then I don't like to keep the eyes super white. I like to put in a bit of BG 000. Just for a splash of colour on the teeth as well. Let's get a bit of red of the chainsaw there. A little bit of the darker red on the chainsaw, away from the light. And then let's get a C5 for the chain. And then let's do a C3 on the chain. Man, we're streamlining this. Then I don't like how, let's add a bit of C into this. Actually, we might need to go a C up. For that. So I keep cracking my fingers. I do apologize if that grosses people out. A bit of brown for the pad. Darker brown. Light brown. Okay, and then I'm going to do the background, and then I'm going to play with some colors and stuff and try and bring a bit more depth into it. So we're going to see how it goes. But so far, I think Ashy Slashy is looking pretty cool. Ashy Slashy baby. So let's just make the whole background this brown, and then we're going to mute it down. I've been really enjoying with sketch cards, especially recently, just adding like a little background to everything, because I just feel like, I don't know, it makes it feel like you've got a little snippet of a world. Just doing a second coat, so those colors really settle in. Groovy. Chat back up. So I'm just using a slightly darker brown to sort of just go over some of the wood paneling to make it feel a bit different. A bit of shadow. But this is too pulpy, sticking out. What am I reading at the minute? Reading absolutely nothing. I've been rewatching Breaking Bad. Really been enjoying that. But in terms of watching, yeah, not watching much. I mean, reading much. I've been reading Jaws, the novel, slowly for a year now. I'm only a few chapters in. But besides that, not much else. Too busy creating comics, not enough time reading them. So now these warm greys I've added in, they've now desaturated the colour of the cabin a bit. You're talking about me behind my back on here? Yep, I am. Everyone, please make fun of my brother for not liking Ash Williams. Ashy Larry looking great, bud. Yeah, Ashy Larry. Let's add. I've been liking adding a bit of sort of blue as a lighting, so let's do a bit of BG000. That's not dark enough, so BG01 is going to be. It's fun thing about these Copics is you can sort of bring in some light sources. So I'm just adding some blue on the side of his face here. And then I'm going to add blue in the background so it sort of matches with it. Probably over this whole chainsaw as well. Then we'll take a little lower blue and blend it into the skin. Just so it looks like, you know, like on a film set, like with a gel. This helps it make it feel like that. What else do I want to do? Maybe a bit more blue over the whole thing. Blend it. I do want to bring a bit more shadow in. Because that's like kind of. I'm thinking what I was doing with the blue. I'm thinking like moonlight, you know. So I do want it to really feel like he's in shadow. I don't know which one of my E's. I don't want to ruin it, so let's just start here. No, that's not dark enough. E43, is that dark enough? Yeah, that's pretty dark. I really want to sort of create a lot of shadow so it feels like the lighting, you know, it's a theatrical lighting basically. that, and then we're going to take a lighter brown, blend it out just slightly, not too much, and keep that form in there. And then an even lighter one. Going out more. Like so. Bring some of this pink back in. Darkness spots. And then a bit more rosy red back into it. So its nose, skin. So I went a bit too brown, so we need to bring some red back in there. So it looks like he's got some blood pumping through his veins. Okay, probably need to put a little bit extra darkness around his eyes. And then we need to add the blood. Let's see. So I'm going to take a red pen, like an ink pen. Let's take a look back at this. And I'm going to add the cuts on his face. And then I'll sort of darken this a bit with the other pen I have. Okay. There's cuts there, and then what I'm going to do is just add a touch of darker red. I'm going to be careful with this. Just over this, it looks like it has a bit of different coloration. Do I not have a darker red than that? Then we can add some blood on this chainsaw. Gonna add some spatter onto his chest, like he's, and I'm gonna add a couple bits of spatter on his face as well, just so it looks like he's been ashy slashying up the joint. Taking a different colored red. This is more of a desaturated red. For a few extra spots. And then some light red. I'm going to make it a bit more bloody at the top here, like it's really been doing its job. And then I'm going to take a pink and sort of go over a bit so it feels like a bit more blood, maybe a bit darker pink. I just started out the chat open. It's just I stupidly didn't charge my phone properly, so it's I don't want my phone to die before this ends. Okay, let's bring a bit more blue into this background. So everything seems to sort of fit together. It's just these Copics, they seem to like, I'm really trying to get a nice dark shadow, but they always seem to sort of disappear when I really want to get that shadow going. Because once the colours all sort of absorb, it just sort of goes away a bit. There we go. I think that's a bit better. And let's darken up. I also want to make the background a bit darker. At the bottom. Put some of those browns back in. I just want to darken everything up. Nice and dark. And then let's get the darkest tone back. I'm going to add some shadow underneath some of these things we've created. So the background stands out just a little bit more. Cool. And that's looking pretty good to me. Let's take the white pen, outline it. The Sigma gel pen. Let me open the chat real quick to see if there's any question I can answer. Can I draw Clayton Bigsby next week? Why isn't Alex on here? You should ask him yourself. He was just in the chat. He got fired. Use Real Blood Will. Yeah. Looks awesome. Or should I say groovy? Just like Earthworm Jim says. Alex will definitely be on the stream tomorrow. He doesn't join me all the time on here because he's got work. And it's a time commitment, so I totally get it. Okay, so we got the white line around him, which I like. It just makes everything pop. And then I'm going to use these new pens I have. These Faber-Castell brushes, where they make white, but not as much white. And I'm going to add little... Trying to add some shine into his hair. Because we lost a bit of that. Along the way. And I like these because they're not as white. They sort of die out a little bit. They create just the right, and they sort of blend with the color underneath as well. So there's something new I've been trying out. Liking the results for. Might actually separate that a little bit. And then the final thing we do is we go back in with our ink pen and we just touch up some blacks that kind of got lost, like his eyebrows, because when you use the Copics, the inks kind of disappear a little bit. So usually I've been doing this recently after the stream. I've been looking at it, going back in and re-adding solid blacks, especially around the eyes. Start making everything pop again. So I'm not fully re-inking this piece, just in the spots that really make it pop. And it's nice because it also makes the sort of, I don't add it to the background, so it keeps the background sort of, you know, pushed away from the final piece a bit. And once the colors are down as well, you can get like a better idea of how thick certain lines should be, how thin, if you need to add any rendering, etc., etc. Now to me it goes, mwah, it pops. Pops really, really nicely now. I don't think I'm missing anything. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. So let's put Ash Williams. That's my name. dokie. I believe we're good to go there, so you get it a bit closer to the camera. Got Ashy Slashy there. I'll bring it up here as well so you guys can get a better view. There we go. A little Ashy Slashy. Alright, I don't have any comic to give away because I've been cleaning my office and I need to go dig some more out. So thank you very much, you guys, for watching. Let me take a look at this chat. Has all the traditional work you've been doing made you consider doing it professionally? Well, I am a professional artist, but I like to use digital tools. I will say yes and no. My traditional is still not up to the level that my digital is. I'm a much better digital artist. What I'm working on is trying to get a smaller and smaller and smaller line, because I can get a much smaller line using a computer. But I'm getting there. I mean, I'm hoping you could see the progression that my work is getting better and better, especially with these videos. Hello, Bajit Singh. I hope I didn't ruin or butcher your name. I think Ashy Slashy would have. Did you work at Marvel? I do work at Marvel, yes. I currently am not working at Marvel because of the virus, but once that clears up, I will be working again. I've been working at Marvel for the past 4 or 5 years. Next month, I believe, next month, the final issue of Spider-Ham is going to be on the shelves because Diamond's reopened their book, which is a book drawn by me and written by Zeb Wells. So, thanks for joining, guys. And tomorrow will not be an art thing. It will be more a Spider-Man thing. So this has been fun. Thank you for the suggestion. I love me some Ash Williams. And I'll see you on the next one. And I'm gonna shut down the stream. I'm gonna shut down the stream.